of us are jogging from depression. Now, has it ever once occurred to you or ever crossed your mind that the problems of this nation are created by design? That no matter what they tell you, there's another bottom line intertwined between the patterns of deception. Since our eyes were first opened and our ears began to hear, they've been herding us like cattle through our fantasies and fears. They move us through illusion and confusion of the mind, and by changing subtle meanings to the words between the lines.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. I got to get used to that. I knew I was going to do that. Yes, I've been doing morning shows for about 20 years. So, but hey, I'm awake. And we have my guest, David Kaas, author of Farm Physics.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, David. How are you?
Well, I didn't get a nap in either today, but I am here and ready for the audience.
Well, good. Got to
pick up at 5 a.m. every morning to stay up much past 10 at night, but I'm still chugging away here at 54.
Well, I like hanging out with you youngsters, you know.
Hey, I'll be up there soon enough.
You made an announcement on my show this morning, and you are the author of Farm Physics. The title is a little bit misleading, but well, it makes a bold statement. It says the cure for cancer and more. And it is something so as simple almost as putting your hands together and praying. Any relation?
Well, that's a cookie. I mean, all those Buddha statues from the Middle East got him doing those different finger positions, and those are just Zen Buddhists. And but I think that's the thing about physics. It's real simple. It's real easy, and if you just listen and start to practice it, you'll see what we mean.
It's amazing, you know. It's like the price we paid for civilization. We got pipes now that can carry the water, so you don't have to walk to the well. But the water coming through the pipes puts a reverse spin on the electrons. Right?
Yeah, the molecular spin of the fluids either spin to the north, like the insects, bats and cats, or to the south, like all warm-blooded creatures. And when you force any fluid through the metal piping, it spins it like the insects. So that is why our bodies are beginning to fail us. That's why some people are so overweight at the moment, and then eating all this bad food and taking all these bad pharmaceutical drugs is just killing us all off. Besides breathing the bad air they're giving us to breathe, it's really having its toll on society nowadays. And I highly recommend people pick up this book and read it, because it'll start their lives on the right course by spinning their fluids. But if you can't even afford the book, at least tune in to 3 videos on the YouTube. They're called The New Cure for Cancer, parts 1, 2, and 3, and use those, because those will teach you the basics.
It's pretty interesting, folks. You know, you have a tendency just to kind of shine it on. You know, yeah, that's cute. You know, it's like, yeah, just wave your magic wand over the cup. You know, but you can prove to yourself that something is happening here. And this is, you know, I probably don't do this because of this. I probably don't do it as much as I should, David. I have to be honest with you. You know, I like my Coca-Colas, and if you do the same thing, if you hold your hands in the proper position and hold it over either side of your Coca-Cola, all the fizz goes away. So it's a little bit more than waving a magic wand and saying a few magic words. It's something is actually happening there. Can you explain why it's happening and what how you can affect the molecular structure of the water without touching it, without sticking your finger in it, without running any electrical current through it? Well, wait a minute. Maybe you are running electrical current through it. When you make the sign and you hold it on either side, maybe it's
it's creating three circles of blood in your three fingers, and that creates a milliamp of current between your hands. That goes right through the glass, right through the fluid, hits the other side of the glass in your other hand, and that's what causes all the electrons to spin to the south, because that's the exact same direction your blood is spinning. It's an electrical effect that you're inducing on the fluid, and that's what is so important in all of our bodies. Is that's what old age is all about, is we're losing this electrical charge that we had as a youth, in our youthful years, and no one has figured out yet why. They're all, the physicists and the doctors and even the experts are all scratching their heads still, and their hair's just starting to fall out. They haven't figured it out yet. This is it in a nutshell.
You know, it's if people out there they're reading the Bible, and they read about Methuselah. How far did he lived to be almost 1,000, didn't he?
950 some years, I think. I can't remember right now. But yeah, he lived for a long time. Well, it says in the Bible that mankind lived to like 650 until it got down to 120 years. And all that is telling us is that slowly with time, as the molten center of the planet shrinks, the gravity pull increases, and so it shortens the lifetime, every 100, 200 years. Mankind's living shorter and shorter lifetimes, so it got down to what it is today. Now you're lucky if you're out for 80 years, if you're not in a wheelchair by then. I don't look at life as something I want to live in a wheelchair. I want to get out there and be healthy and productive and, traveling around and seeing life for myself. But people that have to be put on machines and put in care facilities at age 55 or 60, I've got friends that died at 40, and just of all different causes. But it shouldn't be happening. People shouldn't be dying at such an early age. And this is the problem right at the moment. It's the gravity pull and the fact that they're drinking the wrong molecularly spun fluids.
Well, I don't think having fluoride in our water and aluminum in the air.
No, that doesn't help either. But did you know that microwave ovens north spin the food within them, and then when you take it out, it may be piping hot and delicious to eat, but as it goes through your system, it's actually inducing the cancer effect to happen in your intestinal tract somewhere, because microwave cooking all north spins the electrons, where conventional heating leaves them in their south spun rotation. So the microwave ovens are killing the astronauts just like they're killing all of us. And I haven't heard a word anywhere about microwave ovens. Now, the other thing, too, is those cell phones. Those cell phones are killing us all because they put out enough radiation to pop popcorn.
That's right. I've seen that on YouTube. Put a couple of phones on either side of some popcorn, and poof!
Bam! It's popping right in seconds. But so cell phones are bad for us. What we need to do with the cell phones is have them constructed so they can be used like those communicators on the old Star Trek series, where they hold them away from their body and you can hear it audibly, you can talk to it, but you don't hold it up to your head. That is the harmful device to put right next to your body. But get rid of the cell phones up next to our heads, get rid of microwave ovens, get rid of all the fluoride in the toothpaste and the drinking water, and get our military home here and stationed around the country along the coastal areas and prepare them for what they're going to have to do to take care of the people after the planet flips. Because all these things, we can see them with our own eyes right now.
By the way, I always use earphones with my cells.
Right.
But now, you made an announcement on my show today, and your book's available. It's up on the website. It's linked. We got a picture of the book, the cover of the book. It's available. You got a publisher. You got it up on Amazon. But I want to talk about the announcement that you made. And it's kind of like, you remember when I was talking about saying, waving your magic wand, it sounds a little far-fetched. You're not making, you can't make your coffee taste better, or your wine taste better, or your Coke flat just by holding your hand on either side of it, can you? Well, yeah, you can.
Sure you can.
And you would like to be president. Now,
well, I'm putting my head on the chopping block in a way, but I'm offering this country my services if they would like it, and I have a few connections that we spoke a little bit about this morning, but we just started into the ideas that my campaign would represent, and one thing I didn't get in this morning was the fact that we need to convert all of our shopping malls over to grow gardens, all of them all across the United States, just like you do there in the Freedom Village. We need to convert all of our large and small, medium facilities into grow shopping areas where vegetables and fruits are all produced indoors in these building structures, and teach our children the art of growing their own food. This is one thing that is imperative. We cannot go on much longer eating fruits and vegetables grown from somewhere else in the world, because the transportation and the availability was not going to be there for too much longer now.
I'm sorry here. I'm just trying to get my. Okay, I've got one of my screens open. Well, I agree with you that there's something, a lot of things wrong with our country, because the country is being run for profit. It's being run in this whole global system that we've got here, the outsourcing, the moving our factories overseas. The fact that they're making our combat boots in China and our ammunition. Yeah, we've got a lot of things to change. We got the Federal Reserve System that has been ripping off the American people for so long, for 100 years. So people just think this is the way it is, man. This is the way it's supposed to be. No, it's not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be different. And we've had a lot of presidents. We've had some that were pretty good, like Andy Jackson, who they tried to kill. Like Lincoln, who they killed. Like Kennedy, who issued United States notes, debt-free money for the American people. And, of course, he was killed for that, and the first thing Johnson did was recall that. That was Executive Order 11110. Now, and we've had Bush, we had Clinton, and we got Obama now. But why hasn't anything got better? Why does it keep getting progressively worse? Under Clinton, we had Waco, we had Oklahoma City. Under Bush, we got 9/11. What is going on here? And I want to get to why you want to run for president. We're gonna take. Well, wait a minute. We got a break coming up in 30 seconds, so you can think about that and answer my question when we come back. And now, folks, if you want to call in, you can do that at 800-787-5044. Extension 460217 pound.
handle the truth?
When looking at your personal preparedness level, remember the freeze-dry guide. During times of physical and emotional stress like the uncertain times we live in today, it is vital that you not alter your diet too much. You should only store what you usually eat, because one day you may have to eat only what you have stored. Lucky for you, there's the freeze-dry guide. Featuring the superior nutrition and taste you've come to expect, the freeze-dry guide has a wide variety of choices in freeze-dried foods. All freeze-dried foods are no-cook products requiring only hot water and a few minutes of your time. The freeze-dry guide has been serving various government agencies as well as the private sector with the finest in freeze-dried storable foods and emergency rations since 1970. Consider the technological advances made in computers from the punch card days of the 60s and 70s to the high-speed personal computers of today. Comparably, the advances made in food storage from the World War II era till now are equally great. Visit the website at www.freezedryguide.com or call toll-free 866-404-3663.
The views and opinions expressed on this network by the host and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of Liberty Broadcasting Network, its sponsors, affiliates, or hosts.
Being a part of Life Change Tea has been an exhilarating experience. I love the testimonies. Julie in New York writes, I love this product. I feel great. It worked immediately. You can feel the cleansing right away. Other products don't work right away like this one does. Mrs. Luella from Missouri writes, my daughter has lost 27 pounds. She loves the tea. And David from Tennessee writes, my wife has a lot of digestive problems and the tea really helps her a lot. I like it too. And here's my favorite from CJ in Minnesota. He writes, this really works. No, I mean it really works. No, I mean it really works. Be one of the many testimonies that we receive every month. Order today online at getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Or you can call us at 928-308-0408. You know the number, 928-308-0408. Be our next testimony. You love us, and we love you.
Thank you for listening.
This is an emergency alert. People don't die of H1N1 infection. They die from system-wide intoxication and toxic shock. Doctors call it the cytokine storm following infection and immune hyperstimulation. Vaccines with immune stimulants or toxic drugs chemicalize your body, adding to your death risk. Prevent death and reverse diseases from infections, vaccinations, and drug toxicity. Call this number to get my free special report about the flu and what to do to save lives, maybe even your own. I'm Dr. Leonard Horowitz. Order Zeolife, the world's most powerful broad-spectrum detoxifier, immune system guard, and vaccine cleanse. Avoid vaccinations and drugs. Use Zeolife and oxysilver hydrosol instead to detox and de-germ your body. Stop the shock of toxicity and preventable deaths. Call 1-888-KO-GERMS. That's 1-888-KO-GERMS. Or visit zeolife.net and oxysilver.net and order your free report and package special.
LBN, America's Most Wanted. Can you handle the truth? That's LBN, your number one choice in political talk radio.
Kaas to the chaos that's occurring in the land. There's a road to communism, there's a global master plan. You'll never read about it in a book of history, cause it's been hidden from the masses to control their destiny. It's the news behind the news and the methods that they use. It's the blueprint and the plan they all rely on. And it's written in the protocols of the learned elders of Zion.
Oh, don't you know that's a forgery, Clay? That's a forgery! I'm sorry. Yeah, what's a forgery? Oh, yeah, that's an exact copy of the original. Doesn't matter who wrote it. They're dead now. What matters is who's using it. Who is using it? David Kaas. You want to run for president? What are you going to do? What do you want to solve? And why hasn't anybody out there, any Reagan came close, Clinton, Bush, Clinton, you know. Why nothing's getting better. We still get sprayed. The Monsanto has gone nuts. They want to make it illegal for you to grow a garden in your backyard. They want to make it illegal for you to feed yourself. Monsanto is putting out corn that rats won't eat, but you're supposed to feed it to your babies. That's just off the top of my head. Partially what is wrong with America? What do you think? You want to run for president? Tell me.
I see all these problems, and I've been keep my one ear to the internet and listening to your program for about a year now. And yes, you're exactly right. We do got a lot of problems. But in a problem situation, I've always learned that you don't need to focus on the negatives for the entire duration now that you've realized it. What you need to do is figure out the positives and act upon them as soon as you can. Like we said before the break, the fluoride in the toothpaste is now in our drinking water. The cell phones are giving us all brain cancer. The microwave ovens are killing us by the food we eat from them. And nobody's talking, not Democratic or Republican, neither party, any representatives of those parties aren't talking about what's really going on. So I'm going to be running on an independent ticket. That means I'm just supporting myself and trying to get it out there and around. Now, I'm not going to be on the voting tab. So to vote for me, it's going to require that you write in my name on your ballot with an ink pen, and all you got to write is David Kaas, Kaas as in Sam, and we can all hope and pray that I can get elected. But if I do, one of the very first things I'm going to do is move the capital in Washington, D.C. to a central zone in the United States. St. Paul, Minneapolis, Minnesota is my choice before the flip, which is coming in less than 5 years. So we're going to have to scramble to get things taken care of in a hurry. And like I say, I'm quite aware of all the negatives. What we need to do is focus on the positives now and what needs to be done and taken care of immediately. This is just a few of the things we need to do. Besides that, our entire military must be recalled immediately on a worldwide basis and stationed around our perimeter in order to help out after the flip. It's going to be necessary for our hospitals and medical teams to prepare as well, because we're going to experience some casualties, and I'm sure there's going to be some hungry mouths to feed following that September event. But one thing I wanted to mention tonight, Clay, is the fact that our present calendar, the Gregorian calendar, is actually 3 years behind the correct calendar count, meaning in 2015, when the planet flips, it'll actually be the Mayan year 2012, and they will have predicted it. But we're going by the Gregorian calendar, like I say, which is 3 years behind the correct count.
Okay, so that buys us a little of time according to the 2012 Mayan predictions, right?
Exactly, 3 years approximately. It's not going to happen until September 2015, and like I say, that is the 2012 that the Mayans predicted, the end of the 24,000-year cycle. And then all we do is start another 24,000 years. That's after the planet flips over. Now, when the planet does do this 90-degree adjustment, it's going to leave North and South America on the new equatorial line. However, the center will experience a magnetic reversal, which will be a 180-degree shift in the molten center magnetically. But the crust, which we're just going to slide over 90 degrees. So we're not going to be doing a 180-degree flip on the outside, just the inside. But this is what's coming in 2015, and like I say, it comes every so many thousand years, and it can be expected. It just can be expected when you live on a planet like the Earth has been.
Now, this morning, you broached some subject material about off-worlders, about aliens, and things happen kind of synchronistically for me, it seems. I got a story from an old friend of mine, somebody I knew quite well, somebody quite respected in the Patriot movement, Bill Cooper. And Bill Cooper did a whole paper, which I will have up on my website very, very quickly here. talking about Majestic 12. And he made some confirmations. I've had some pretty interesting father-in-laws. I told you my father-in-law, one of them was Secretary of Agriculture of California, Assistant Secretary of Agriculture under Kennedy. And another one happened to escort the surviving alien, they called him Ebe, from Roswell to Truman's office. And the paper I just got from Bill Cooper confirmed that. He was there. He was working with Naval Intelligence. And how did you know? How you know what? Yeah, there are aliens around. Phil Schneider was killed in a after revealing that he took part in a confrontation with the Greys at Dulce. And most people in the Patriot movement will avoid the whole UFO thing like a hot potato, you know. That's like oh boy, you know, you're out there, woo. What about it?
Well, all you said is true. It's amazing the history of our encounter with these renticulars. They're called graves by most people nowadays. It goes back some 70 years. What I understood from my readings and study is that Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the first treaty with them back in the 1930s when they shared the sonar technology with our government, which actually won World War II for us. Otherwise, we'd all be speaking German today because Hitler was bound and determined. He had received his technological information from a rogue group of Pleiadian aliens, which were stationed underneath the Giza Plateau, I understand, and got his information from. But yes, it's been going on since the 1930s, and it's come to a T now. We have to make a decision.
How did you become aware of aliens? I believe you mentioned that you met some.
Yes, matter of fact, I gave a surf lesson to one of them about 18 years ago here in my house on Venice Beach, and I did not know who he was, where he was from, other than just a normal person, until after he had left, and then I started to receive communications from them directly. So, but I've got to tell you, they look just like us. Most of them, and they are just like us.
Humanoid, not, but there are the small grays. They referred to them. Bill Cooper referred to them as insect-like.
Yeah, they may be insect-like, but they are very, very intelligent in this day and age. The thing about the Greys, Clay, is they have a thinking process which is similar to the honeybee. They all think the same thing from a hive mentality, meaning that they aren't individual thinkers like we are. They all work together, and they work very close, and they're very intelligent, but they're very limited in their own individual considerations.
Okay. And are they friendly or not?
No, they're not. They've been hoodwinking our representatives for 70 years and selling them on things that they thought they wanted, but we've been getting the short end of the stick ever since we met them. So they're not friendly. They're not helpful. And as I said this morning on your show, I finally found out exactly what their plans are, and that is to take complete control of the planet by 2029 through the issuing of martial law, which will curtail our free elections. So this has to be dealt with right at the moment, and this next election is going to be the the turning point for all of us, either for the good or for the bad. We're not gonna have another election after this next one because the planet's gonna do the 180 flip, and it's gonna be a big mess.